بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Where do we stop at? Where do we stop at? What was the last hadith? So I've been reading through this book, so I know where I stopped at personally, but I don't know where we stopped at. We read Babu man ala jariyatayn aw wahida, yeah?
No, because we took down. Now it's on
Bab man ala thalatha akhawat. All right, so this in chapter number 42, Babu man ala thalatha akhawat. Qala al-Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala. So the chapter here is man ala, and what do we say ala means?
Like
ala ya'ulu.
Like nurtured them and raised them on correct guidance.
No, to take responsibility for whatever their needs are. For whatever their needs are. You know? So whatever their needs are, clothing, food, shelter, all these things, and that's ala ya'ulu. So the previous chapter, man ala jariyatayn aw wahida. So whoever takes on the responsibility of his two daughters or one, and another narration 3, you know, that he clothes them and gives them everything. But I added that, I said that this is a part of that tarbiyah. So here, whoever takes on the responsibility of 3 akhawat, 3 sisters, which is similar. You're going to see it's pretty much the same meaning, inshallah. So here, حدثنا عبد العزيز بن عبد الله قال حدثني عبد العزيز بن محمد عن سهيل بن أبي صالح عن سعيد بن عبد الرحمن بن مكمل. You check it out. All right, so Sa'id ibn Abdul Rahman ibn Mukmil is majhul. It's majhul. All right, and Ayyub ibn Bashir al-Ma'awi عن أبي سعيد الخضري رضي الله عنهم أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا يكون لأحد 3 بنات أو 3 أخوات فيحسن إليهن إلا دخل الجنة. So he said this hadith, and is reported on the authority of Abi Sa'id al-Khudri. He said that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that a person does not have 3 girls, 3 daughters. And then in this hadith he added al-thalathu akhawat, or 3 sisters. فَيُحْسِنُ إِلَيْهِنْ, and he's good to them. And this is what we were talking about. What you're talking about as far as giving them the deen and nurturing them and giving them everything and the tarbiyat salihah. This is from the ihsan. But not from the awl. The ala ya'ulu, the awl is just support, to take on their responsibility and to support them. Alright, فَيُحْسِنُ إِلَيْهِنْ, so he's good to them. إِلَّا دَخَلَ الْجَنَّةِ, except that he enters into Jannah. Alright, so the actual matan of the hadith, the wording of the hadith is authentic. This chain of narration is not authentic, but the actual wording of the hadith is in the Sahihain. So the hadith, as far as the meaning of the hadith and the wording of the hadith, is authentic. This specific chain of narration, what does Shaykh al-Albani say, rahimahullah?
He said Hassan, and then he said he was quoting his book Takhrij al-Ta'rif.
And he's saying Hassan because of the support that it's going to get from the narrations that are authentic.
So Hassan is the second level up under Sahih. You have Sahih, and then the next level is Hassan.
Yeah. So, but it's going to be Hassan because this hadith itself is da'if, but it's supported with hadiths that are authentic. So it's the same meaning that we went over in the previous. All right, and here it said Bab. This is the next chapter, chapter number 43. Babu fadli min ala ibnatahu al-maraduda. So this is the chapter of the virtues of a person who supports and takes care of his daughter. And he said What does maraduda mean?
someone who's been rejected by their father?
Not rejected. How is he going to support her if she even rejects her?
No, I was thinking like a uncle takes care of the niece, Mardud. Allah.
He said ibnatu.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Allah.
You give up.
I give up.
Tastaslam. Full surrender. No, you're not. You gave up. What are you still talking for? He's still trying. So this is the virtue of a person who supports his daughter after she returns to him after she's been divorced.
Oh, that makes sense.
And Maraduda, because
That's a separate situation.
Yeah.
Like you done left, and then because under divorce you go back to.
Now you go back, and now he takes.
Now it's like a sort of like blessing, mercy that you take this daughter back.
Yeah, you take her back and you support her. And you continue to support her. Yeah. All right. So here we go. حدثنا عبد الله بن صالح. This is the Sheikh al-Bukhari. We spoke about him before. فيه ضعف. قال حدثني موسى بن علي عن أبيه. So all of these hadiths, there's like 1, 2. These two are connected. 80 and 81. So we're going to read these together. 82 is a separate hadith. All right. So حدثني موسى بن علي عن أبيه. And Musa ibn Ulay ibn Rabah. So his father is Ulay ibn Rabah. All right, and the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here we already have a problem because Ulay ibn Rabah is a Sahabi or no?
You said who?
Ulay ibn Rabah, not a Sahabi. So an abihi and a Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here he's narrating the hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what's the problem with this hadith?
Yeah, he's not a Sahaba.
He never met the Prophet.
So he never met the Prophet. So what's the problem with the hadith?
Can't be first hand information.
It will be da'if.
Well, for what? What's the Allah?
Because the illah, like he never met the Prophet. Because the other day we said like.
What do we call this?
Mursal. No, Mursal.
Yeah, it's mursal, and it's mursal, but it's also munqata', because it's munqata' because he doesn't say who he got the hadith from, and you're going to see the story, inshallah. Because even from Suraqa, which is the Sahabi, they narrated this from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, Ulay doesn't narrate from him either. So you're going to see this in the second hadith, inshallah. So. عن أبيه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لسراقة بن جعشم. So he is narrating the story of what the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said to Suraqa, and he wasn't there. Now Suraqa ibn Ju'sham is Sahabi. He is a Sahabi. All right, and the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم saying this to Suraqa is not the issue. Ulay ibn Rabah narrating this story is an issue. All right, because he wasn't there. Now, Ulay ibn Rabah has no issue with his hadith as far as him being a narrator. It's fine, but obviously he's got to narrate from people that he heard from. All right, so قال لسراقة بن جعشم رضي الله عنه ألا أدلك على أعظم الصدقة أو من أعظم صدقة قال بلى يا رسول الله قال ابنتك مردودة إليك ليس لها كاسب غيرك. So here the Prophet ﷺ said to Suraqa, he said, shall I not show you the greatest of all charities? Or he said, أو من أعظم الصدقة. So here there's two narrations, and one of the doubt is from one of the narrators of the hadith. He said, should I not show you the greatest of all charities? And then the other one he said, أو من أعظم صدقة. What does min here mean? No, it means tab'id. بعض أعظم. This is one of the greatest of charities. بعضها, not the greatest, but one of the greatest. So there's a difference in meaning when he said على أعظم صدقة أو من أعظم صدقة. Obviously because من للتبعيد. قال بلى يا رسول الله. He said, of course, O Messenger of Allah. قال ابنتك مردودة إليك. So he said, your daughter that's been returned to you after she's been divorced, ليس لها كاسب غيرك. And she has no person who earns money and can support her other than you. So you're the only one that can support her, and you take her back in and you support her. All right, what does Shaykh al-Albani say about the hadith? Da'if. Jazakallah khair. And we're going to see that now. And in fact, the information that I got about this hadith actually comes from Shaykh al-Albani. So we're going to see this in the second hadith, inshallah. So, حدثنا بشر. بشر here, بشر ibn Muhammad. قال أخبرنا عبد الله ibn Mubarak. قال أخبرنا موسى. قال سمعت أبي and Suraqa. So now he's narrating from Suraqa, right? So there's no problem with the hadith, right? Wait a second. سراقة بن جعشم رضي الله عنه أنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال يا سراقة, and then he mentioned the hadith. Alright, the problem with this chain of narration, it came actually from Shaykh al-Albani rahimahullah, because he said in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad, he said that, what's his name, Ulay ibn Rabah, he said بلغني أن سراقة قال. So this was the wording that he used in the hadith that's in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad. He said بلغني أن سراقة قال. So what does that mean? He said that I was informed that Suraqa said this. So that means that did he there? He didn't hear it from him, but he heard it from somebody who said Suraqa said this. But he didn't mention who that person was, right? So it's munqati. Khalas, it's munqati. The hadith is da'if.
Again.
What did he say?
Da'if.
But he didn't give no illah.
You just quoted his book. Da'if. Like says da'if.
Yeah. So in the silsila to da'ifa, he mentioned it. He mentioned the hadith from Musnad of Imam Ahmad, and he mentioned that. So we got activity today. A lot of activity today.
Someone got humbled by a very polite person.
Okay, it's good to get humbled by a polite person. Yeah.
In the chat, yeah.
You can't get humbled by a polite person. There's a bunch of non-polite people that will gladly humble you too. You know. So the hadith is not authentic. Let's just read the last one, inshallah. I'm trying to catch up to the Mukhtasar of Sahih Bukhari. This morning, after Fajr, we read hadith number 99 and 100 in the Mukhtasar of Sahih Bukhari. Here we're on 82, because we missed more classes at night than we missed in the morning. So I'm trying to catch up, because here we've actually read more hadiths. In the morning we only read like one. But we just finished today. Today we read 2 because they were connected. So 99 and 100. And I want to get the 100 here too, inshallah. And then 1,000. Oh, after this, inshallah. حدثنا حيوة ابن شريح قال حدثنا بقية عن بحير عن خالد عن المقدام ابن معد كرب رضي الله عنه أنه سمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. And Baqiyya is Baqiyya ibn al-Walid. He's a mudallis. But here he's a mudallis, called An'ana ma'a Bahir. But there are other narrations where he has said that he heard this from Bahir. So the hadith is authentic. And what does mudallis mean?
Someone he gives up the chain of narration. Like he'll say, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I know what it means. Like,
if you know what it means, you can explain it.
Like, let's just say he tries to mix up chain of narration. Like he tries to say something from someone. Like, let's say if someone said something, but he didn't report it from him. He just said wa'an. Makes sense?
No, it doesn't.
I know what it means.
If you know what it means, you can explain it. So if he's narrating from a sheikh, let's say that his sheikh is da'if. Alright. Alright. And let's say that the sheikh is known by his name. Like right now, let's just say, like, for example, his name is Ahmed ibn Saleh, right? That's, everybody knows him as Ahmed ibn Saleh. His kunya is like Abu Sayyara. Whatever, okay, whatever, Abu Sayyara. So, but nobody calls him by his kunya. Everybody calls him Ahmed ibn Saleh. And he's da'if. So you narrate the hadith from him, but you don't want to narrate Haddathani Ahmed ibn Saleh. Because why? The people are going to reject the hadith because what? He's da'if. You feel like, okay, because you trust your sheikh, you feel that this hadith, even though he's the one that narrated it and he's rejected as a narrator, you accept the hadith and you feel that the hadith is authentic, but you know that this is the only tariq, this is the only pathway this hadith you have is through this person, your sheikh is da'if. So instead of saying حدثني Ahmed ibn Saleh, you say حدثني Abu Sayyara. Or you give him or maybe he has a more common kunya, like Abu Abdurrahman, Abu Abdullah. So the people, because he doesn't use the kunya and he's not known from it, they think that you're talking about another one of your sheikhs who's authentic. And you don't correct them. You just let them think what they want to think. That way they accept the hadith. This is tadlis, and this is a form of tadlis.
Tadlis means it's lower than fabricated?
No, it's not fabricating. The hadith is authentic. I mean, the hadith is, you're taking it from a sheikh. You're not making it.
It's not.
But the person that you're narrating from is like, that's one way of doing it. Another one is that maybe you don't narrate it from your sheikh directly, but you narrate it from your sheikh. Like you heard it from that person, but you didn't. You heard it from your sheikh. So you skip your sheikh and you go directly to his sheikh, because you were all in the same time frame, but you didn't hear this hadith from him. You heard it from your sheikh. And so you skip him because maybe there's some kalam about him that people don't accept him. So you skip him and go directly to his sheikh, because that way the rest of the chain of narration is authentic. Things like this. This is a mudallis. So if he does that and he says an or an, and you have to go back and follow up with it and find where he has said, I heard it from him directly. So with Baqiyat ibn Walid and al-Bahir, there are other narrations where he actually said, akhbarani or haddathani Bahir. So this hadith is authentic. So his tadlis here doesn't affect it, because other narrations he has a voice that he heard it from him. All right. So أنه سمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول ما أطعمت نفسك فهو لك صدقة وما أطعمت ولدك فهو لك صدقة وما أطعمت زوجك فهو لك صدقة وما أطعمت خادمك فهو لك صدقة. All right, so here he said that Al-Miqdam ibn Ma'di Karib radiallahu anhu, that he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, whatever you have fed yourself, it is what? It's charity, yes, it's sadaqah. Whatever you fed your child, sadaqah. Whatever you fed, whatever you fed your wife, sadaqah. Whatever you fed your servant, sadaqah. And of course, like I said, the chain of narration is sahih. And even if there was, the meaning of the hadith is still authentic anyways, because you have the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, when a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, Indi dinar, I have 1 dinar. He said, Anfaqu ala nafsak. He said, spend it on yourself. And he said, Indi akhar, I have another one. He said, Anfaqu ala waladik. He said, and spend it on your son. He said, Indi akhar. And he said, Anfaqu ala zawjatik. And he said, Indi akhar. He said, I have another one, another dinar. He said, Anfaqu ala khadimak. He said, spend it on your servant. He said, Indi akhar. He said, فأنت أبصر.
That's a pleasant sound, cleaning the masjid. Yeah.
Not during the live stream though.
Downstairs is peeking in the chat.
Is she here? They here? And they weren't here when we started.
I didn't hear Obama screaming around.
Oh no, they probably from here. But and the last part after that, when he said, that you're more knowledgeable about who deserves it the most. You give it to whoever deserves it, whether it's your neighbor or whether it's a close relative or a friend, a brother, or whatever. He said, Anta absar. All right, so this hadith is authentic. No doubt about it, inshallah. So this is no doubt. But that is only when the person is what? يَحْتَسِبُهُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. So if you just give, like, for example, you just feed your son and feed your family, and you're not doing it because, again, it goes back to what? And all your actions are done based on what? And intentions. And I remember even one time I told my family this. I said, I feed y'all, and I'm going to continue to feed y'all, and every time that I feed y'all, I consider it charity. Of course, the wife wasn't happy about that. So you just giving us charity, you think we deserve charity? I'm like, no, I think I need the ajr. So, what I'm saying? I don't care what you think you need or what you deserve. I'm concerned about what I need. I need the reward. I don't need to just feed you for nothing. I mean, if I'm going to feed you and get reward for it, let me get the reward for it. If I'm working all day and I'm making the money and I'm bringing it home, and then instead of enjoying the money myself, buying for y'all and eat, y'all can eat, and you can drink, and you get clothes, and you get shelter, and you get, no, khalas, I want reward for that, so no doubt, but you have to have that intention of the reward, let's, oh God, let's begin. Go on with the war zone now.
First question says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ahsan Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala ilaykum.
Wa iyyakum.
The hadith that I posted the other day.
Oh, I forgot all about it. I got to go back and reread it.
It's right there. It's the second.
I know, but I mean, what is it? Go ahead, read it.
The hadith that I posted the other day, that would you ألا أخبركم برجالكم في الجنة begins with be able to please explain this hadith.
I gotta go back and reread it, inshallah. So it's a long hadith. I'll write it down, inshallah, tomorrow, inshallah. I read it. I mean, I went down and read it and I checked it. But inshallah, I'll write it down, inshallah, to tomorrow when the live stream comes back up. Or I'll go back to the last live stream and just write it down tonight, inshallah. And then we'll go over it tomorrow, inshallah.
Downstairs said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Another question, another person, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ala al-jamir. Let's just get to the questions.
Okay. It says, is it true that fatawa are only for a specific time and place, and students of knowledge can only read ahkam? Because I was quoting from Majmu' al-Fatawa, and someone said that students of knowledge don't read fatawa.
I've never heard this before in my lifetime, and everybody's face here is scrunched up and like, what?
So I guess we can't use
Look, the adilla is for all time. If the fatawa is just based on your opinion, then who cares about your opinion, or who cares about a person who's giving fatwa based on his opinion? But if the fatawa is based on adilla, it's based on evidence, then khalas, the evidence is for all time. There's no specific time for it, So, I mean, obviously, like right now, we look at like certain things in our time that weren't around in the times before. But whatever we have now, they have something similar to it, or something that has an attachment to it. So like you say, like for example now, okay, well today we have movies and we have TV. Okay, they drew pictures. Was that haram? Yes. So is this haram? Yes. Khalas. Intahayna. Oh, but today we have music. They have music, man. They didn't have studios and producers and electronic equipment, and because
they had live bands, they had
everything was done live and everything.
They had
Yeah.
fairs, carnivals.
What you hear?
Oh, mashallah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. You finally decided to join us, huh?
I seen your reflection through the window. I was like, wait a minute, I hear more than just two footsteps. That's what it had.
Alhamdulillah. Getting the news spread all around, huh? But no, that's I mean, all of that's connected to all time. This deen is for all time. There's no specific time. But you're talking about like, if you're talking about like the ijtihad, it goes back to what? If the person is going back to adilla, and it's, if it's correct, then khalas. If it's something like what the ulama consider like, fasid al-i'tibar, which means it's like qiyas fasid, which means it's completely cut off from the evidence, Khalas, we don't pay any attention to that type of ijtihad. Ijtihad goes back to the adillah, you know. But as far as like ulama not reading, I mean, students of knowledge not reading fatwa, no, that's crazy. I mean, that's the one thing that students of knowledge are advised to read the most. Well, I mean, when you're studying fiqh, that's what you do. You go, you sit down with the Majmu' al-Fatawa Sheikh bin Baz, the Majmu' al-Fatawa Sheikh al-Aymin, you read the question, and you try to, well, no, because Ibn Taymiyyah is much higher, but we're talking about the basic issues of today. So if you go through like the Fatawa Sheikh al-Aymin, you read the question, and based on your studies of fiqh, you try to answer it in your mind. You're answering it. Then you read and see how he answered it. This is a way of practice to see, like, okay, you know, if you're bringing the same type of evidence that the sheikh's bringing, or maybe he went off to a different direction, and you're like, okay, well, how did he do this? Why did he do this? You know, and then you go back and you study and you see, you know.
Also, to add, those fake students of knowledges who say you don't listen or read fatwa, that goes against the Quran.
I've never heard a student of knowledge say that.
Yeah, they're fake students.
No, they're not even a student of knowledge. Any student of knowledge reads fatwa. That's impossible. I've never heard that advice. Don't read fatwa. The first thing that I was advised to read when I started studying Arabic was the Majmu', is the Fatawa Sheikh Salih Fawzan. It was printed in 5 volumes. This is way long time ago, 24 years ago. They printed it. And this print, like this book, for some reason, they don't print it anymore. But it was printed at that time in 5 volumes. That was the first thing that I was advised to read. Sit down and read it. Because his language was easy. The way that he answered the questions was easy, so it was easy for me as a beginning student of knowledge learning Arabic to read through it, inshallah. But never heard somebody say don't read fatwa. That's crazy. And that's like saying don't drink water, you know, like don't sit there and just die of like a beef jerky or something like that. You know? That's some good jerky, boy. That brother got some good beef jerky.
This is a new joiner. It says, Assalamu alaikum.
We've already gone through that.
Yeah, no, that's why I said he's a new joiner.
We've given salams to everybody. Giving salams to everybody.
Get to the question.
Ustad, would these be considered safar? I don't know if it's means safar or safar.
Safar, I'm pretty sure.
Safar. Would this be considered safar if a woman goes out in the morning to another city, a distance of 157 kilometers by fast train, which takes only 35 minutes, and returns home in the evening?
I've gone over this issue so many times that every time that I get asked this question, I want to throw something at the walls. All right. The traveling, there is no specific, you know, distance. There's no limit. You know, like there's no minimum of distance. It's based on the urf. Like right now, I can go from Fresno to Kerman, Fresno to what else? What else is outside? Yeah, even Visalia, and I'm not considered a traveler. But if I go to Oakland or San Francisco or San Jose, I'm traveling, because now you're getting out, you're away from, like, if I'm in Visalia, it's just a small trip back, 30, 40 minutes, depending on if you drive like me or you drive like Salahuddin, or who you drive like. Salahuddin lives in Visalia, or you drive like Hamza. Drive like Hamza is 15 minutes. You drive like Salahuddin, maybe 30. You drive like me, it's an hour. So, you know, because I'm like driving Miss Daisy type thing, you know, so, but it's based on, you know, the urf, and you know, you being now away from that comfort. You just can't get back to it now. So once you get so far, like you're in Stockton, khalas, you can't just turn around and say, oh, I got to go to the bathroom, let me go back to Fresno. You know what I'm saying? Or oh, I forgot. You know, now it's a difficulty. Now the difficulties have begun. That's when now you consider.
You can't get back in time possible.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you're out. Yeah, you're out there. So you started the difficulties.
Look, it's funny we're talking about this because I've never heard the discipline, but based on what you're saying, like if I was to go to Madeira, I don't consider that
You still at
traveling.
home. You still at home.
If you go to Merced, I don't consider that traveling. If I go to Stockton, I do.
Yeah, because like all of those places that you mentioned, they might come here and pray Jumu'ah here. Ain't nobody coming just from Stockton every Friday. You might find it, but he's traveling every Friday to get here. Yeah. But I mean, you know, all these other areas, yeah, you'll see, you know, they'll come here maybe for Jumu'ah and then they go back, or they come here even for work, and then they go back, you know. So that's common. But when you're talking about traveling,
It's funny because but it's funny that when you really contemplate that in your life every day, I'm like, oh, that's a issue. I don't really.
I mean, like, yarhamukallah. Well, this person's talking about just like traveling on a train to a place like, you know, what is it, for work or for whatever? Inshallah, it's not considered traveling. It'd be nicer if the person would specify. Obviously, here the terminology kilometers was used, so definitely not America. Person doesn't live in them.
Women. Remember, women.
It's a woman, yeah.
So a woman's haram for her to travel by her own, on her own.
Yeah, what's considered travel, yeah. If she travels, she has to have a mahram.
Yeah, I would think that would be the issue rather than the distance.
I mean, but also that goes back to the issues of if she's on a train, even like this type of distance, which is not a long distance, you know, yeah, she's got to look at the situation, man.
There's still a security and it's
Yeah, there's a whole other issues that go. It's like, you know, like for example, like look at.
That's the way it was in this country.
I mean, look like a woman getting on the subway in New York, right? That's what I'm saying. She's just going from neighborhood to neighborhood. But but I mean, look at all the things that could go wrong.
She needs a mahram because the condition in which she's moving around is not secure for her to be by herself.
Yeah.
She needs a mahram with her.
My two aunts,
All right,
they went
somebody
on
can
the.
tell all those women that, because that's what I'm kind of saying.
We tell them now.
Well, I mean, if they don't want to listen,
Yeah, that's.
whatever happens to them, don't come complaining to us.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
When you say, "Oh, I was on the train going to this other city and some dude grabbed my backside or something," no, that's on you. Or ripped her hijab off. That's why we told you don't get on these types of traveling these transportation. Like, don't use this. You know, getting in the Uber alone with a guy, that's haram. I mean, you know, it's khulwa. You know. Now, even if it's just from going, if she went down the street in an Uber, but she sat alone in this car with this guy, it's not permissible. No, I mean, it's khulwa. So this is being alone. This is not permissible. So, I mean, yeah, but you got to think about that. You got to think about your safety and the type of situation that you're putting yourself into. You know, you can't just rely, the men are going to protect me. No.
They're going to protect you if you keep leaving as protection.
They absolutely will not.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of time. You keep playing the same game, stupid game over and over and over and over again. It's a matter of time before a lesson gets learned, you know, so.
Get what you're looking for.
Yeah, so.
Just to add on, my two aunts in New York, they got threatened by some big old dude that he was going to beat them up. Okay, I think 2020, back in 2020. So it's dangerous for a woman to go.
2020 was dangerous to breathe in this country, you know, but
They actually got.
it's like anywhere was dangerous to go. And so much killing in 2020.
A lot of us that are married, and a lot of these women in this country don't understand that because they'll be like they're being deprived or some kind of way. But this is what you say. How can I protect you if I'm not there?
Well, what does the question say anyway? The question say that she's traveling at 7 o'clock in the morning, or is she traveling at 7 o'clock at night? That's also another difference. If she's moving.
She says she's leaving in the morning and coming back at night.
In the morning to another city. So it goes, would this be considered safar if a woman goes out in the morning to another city, a distance of 100?
But it depends on what the cities are. The cities connected. Are they connected? So I gave you the example before.
It's 150 kilometers, and by this fast train that she's on, it's taking
20 minutes.
35 minutes on the fast train.
On the fast
Yeah,
train.
because 150 kilometers is not a large distance. That's not a large distance at all. Even in a car, that's not even a large distance, you know?
She's on the bullet train too, so and she says she's coming back in the evening.
This one says,
That the evening part is the bigger problem.
Right.
Not the distance.
Well, being on that train is a problem, but there's a difference of the people that you're going to be on that train with at 7 o'clock in the morning, and a difference between the type of people that you're going to be on that train with at 7 o'clock at night. Big difference, so that's it. Just get on the buses here. Go get on the bus here at 7 o'clock in the morning and see the people that you see on the bus, and then go and after Maghrib now go get on the bus and see the type of people that you're going to see on the bus.
There's different places like that in America, like if you go to Malaysia or Indonesia, you can't even go like 12 a.m. like big people. It's
Yeah,
not a thing.
like Singapore, places like that. Yeah.
You mentioned khalwa. Just to know the khalwa, if there's like a group of 40 women, right, only women, and one man walks in, that's not considered khalwa, right?
It's ikhtilat.
But like it's a mall, right?
Because a lot of these women, they because of these ulama as-su, these shayateen that studied hotel hospitality or translation in college, and then they want to go and start coming to America or Britain and all these countries and giving fatwa. They go and say, oh, there's not a problem, like the woman can travel on her own as long as she's with a large group of women.
That's what my sister.
Yeah, Khadi. It's like, what did the hadith say? Yeah. Even we talked about the hadith before, where the guy, when the Prophet ﷺ said this, the man told, Ya Rasulullah, inni uqtatubtu fi jayshi fulan. He was written to go out with this military expedition, and he said, when my wife went to Hajj, he said, go make Hajj with your wife. She needs a mahram. Well, you think she wasn't going with a whole bunch of women and a whole bunch of people? She was with the greatest believers on the face of the earth, and she's going to Hajj. She's going to Hajj with the Sahaba, and the Prophet ﷺ told him, go make Hajj with your wife, and so he can be a mahram for her.
And what makes that important is he told you not to take part of the jihad, because being
he said go
was more important.
Your wife needs a mahram. And he said, go make Hajj with your wife. Be a mahram for her. So that type of fatwa, this is because these are the people that don't read the fatwa of the ulama. These are the people that, maybe these are the people that are telling people you shouldn't read the fatwa, because, to say to students not to read fatwa of the ulama because you don't want to catch their mistakes, maybe that's it. But no, these people need to go back and read the fatwa of the ulama.
They don't want to read the fatwa so they can make their own decision. They can follow their own hawa. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, because you didn't. It's right there. You wanted to do what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
This question says, is it kufr to believe in Neanderthals and dinosaurs? Neanderthals are, a Neanderthal, right?
The cavemen.
Like, basically from being a monkey, that mid-transformation becoming a human.
I don't think that's what a Neanderthal is.
No, I just searched it up before I asked. That's why. But yeah, it's kufr. Because I took this and they made
any form of the belief in evolution is kufr.
What about dinosaurs?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam, and he created from every single creature, he created zawjain, he created two, a pair, a male and a female, every single thing. Any belief in other than that, he didn't create 3 different genders, 4 different genders, he created a male and a female. Even of the plants, there's the plants, there's a male plant and there's a female plant. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Every biologist knows this. It's the most basic concept and understand. Even Mr. Rogers knew this. It's like somebody posted a clip the other day of Mr. Rogers talking about there's only 2. There's a boy, and if you were born a boy, you're always a boy. If you're born a girl, this is Mr. Rogers. Come on. Yeah, you're too young for Mr. Rogers, man.
Yeah, let me respond to that. One of the biggest problems, I think, with evolution is everybody's going to understand it from a biblical point of view, where they say Allah created the earth in 6 days. It's the word days. When you read the Quran, it says Allah created the earth in 6 time periods. They don't define that as days. So this is where the conflict is. Who is to say the first day was not 1 billion years to Allah? Because we want to break it down.
No, he created it in 6 days, but a day for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is 50,000 years. There's a difference of opinion about the
word defined as days or time periods. A day
days.
is the earth.
It's in Surah Al-Sajdah. Surah Al-Sajdah. خلقنا السماوات والأرض في ستة أيام.
It's described specifically as days.
It says في ستة أيام ثم استوى على العرش. Alright, ستة أيام, 6 days, yeah. But that day of period, like this time that we have in this dunya, see the sun, the moon, and all this stuff, this is only within the dunya. This doesn't exist outside of this dunya. So this time of what we know, our concept of time is completely different. Our concept of time is with the sun going up, the sun going down. That has nothing to do with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is His creation. He's not bound by the time of he's not bound by any time, period. So all that stuff is foolishness anyway.
This is what I'm saying, because I don't really think there's a big separation. I think it's a separation.
No, but the thing is listen, you take kufr and you try to put a religious spin on it. It's like me taking like dog poop and putting whipped cream on it and a cherry and calling it a sundae. You know, no, you can't. It's still gonna be wet. It's just dog poop with a whipped cream on it. Khalas, you know, so there's nothing gonna change. It's kufr is kufr.
Right.
As far as the dinosaurs,
you hear what I'm saying, because I'm not talking about kufr.
Yeah, Jim.
There are things medically, scientifically that were.
As far as the dinosaurs, there's no evidence for that anyway. So.
There's bones.
There's bones of what?
There's also bones, and we also know that Shaitan was sent to earth before.
You talking about bones of what?
Absolutely.
You believe that those are that they went and fixed a whole bunch of bones together and said that these are dinosaurs? Where is it mentioned in any books from before?
You think they're all books? You know what?
No, but I'm saying
misconception that most books. Have you ever read the Book of Enoch?
Now we're not gonna get. I don't care about the Book of Enoch. What I'm saying is right now. Listen.
All books are not at our disposal.
Kufar or what? The asl of
the
kuffar what? Liars.
No, see, because we're not even giving this.
Dude, I'm about to shut this live stream off and go, man.
Okay, well, I'm just saying because you won't even hear me. Because you're saying I'm saying things I'm not saying. I'm not saying nothing about kuffar. What I'm saying is that you just said 1 day with man is like 1,000.
Allah said that.
Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. So when they say it took 1,000,000 years for thus and thus to happen, I'm trying to think, where's the difference? We're looking at it different because it may have took 1,000,000 years, but in the eyesight of Allah, it could have been a week. It's what I'm saying.
We don't know none of that. Khalas, so
I'm not saying
there's no point.
We cannot
Next question.
Science, man.
Next question.
No, this is why the Islamic world are getting.
Yeah, because
we ignore technology. We want to ignore it.
You're arguing about stuff that you can't prove. So khalas, there's no benefit. Khalas.
Allah says that. This is why we got bombs dropped on us, because of it. We think the only
we got bombs dropped on us.
No, we should have been
because some of that money. No, we didn't get bombs dropped on us because of our lack of technology, and we didn't get bombs dropped on us because we don't believe in dinosaurs. We got bombs dropped on us, and we're being killed because we went away from the Sunnah and we went away from Tawheed, and we started disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is Sahaba didn't have the technology that the Romans had at the time, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them victory over all the enemies of the world. Even with the lack of technology. And then the Sahaba didn't say, oh, to defeat the Romans, we need to have the technology that they have. You know, no. They said what we need is La ilaha illallah, the correct understanding and Iman, and go into that battle with what? With the Nasr of Allah. Because our victory, it only comes from Allah. It doesn't come from ourselves. It doesn't come from technology. It doesn't come from any of this garbage. It comes from us acting correctly and being acting in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If all the people in Philistine right now, Allah yahmihim, if they were to go back and start practicing this thing correctly, you will see what happens to these enemies, these filth and garbage of these Yahud that are doing what they're doing to them now. And the same thing with all the other Muslims in this world.
You think it's their fault what's happening to them? Because
it's all of our fault. It's a communal fault. It's a communal fault. We let them down. You know,
we have a share in the calamities that befall us. When the Sahaba of the Rasulullah went out on the expedition and were defeated by the enemies, even they went back to not using the mishwak. So whenever these calamities befall us, it's because we take their science and we take their technology and we take these things as part of our core belief.
And you know what?
Emulate the European.
Not saying now, again, not saying that the technology is not saying that the
The bombs are falling, and what we need is technology to knock them out the sky. This is where we're at today. We need something to stop them from falling.
That's the fact. We got a bunch of questions here. Go to the
We
next.
take jeans and t-shirts and
No, but see,
as clothes, and we emulate the kuffar. Then when they invade us and all of these calamities happen to us, we have a share in that.
Okay, but we can defend ourselves.
We're no
when we
longer
had
wearing
tanks.
hijab and we're curling our hair and wearing fake eyelashes and all these type of things. These people get right up next to us.
It's easy to say that because the bombs are not falling on us. The bombs are
The
falling
bombs
on people, and we're sitting over here
Sifat, the bombs were falling on us in Yemen, and what excuse did we make in Yemen when those bombs started falling? This is because the people are not listening to the advice of the ulama.
Did you fight back? Did you fight back?
Are you talking about the Salafis not fighting back? The Salafis have a history of fighting the Rafida.
No, what I'm saying is you fought back. But what I'm saying in a situation.
But with what? With less technology, less everything, less numbers, and less everything. And those brothers, wallahi, Allah yashhad. Those brothers put those Rafida in the ground, akhi. They fought back with less technology. It's not about technology. It's about obedience to Allah, your iman, that nasr that only comes from Allah. Now, it's not taking anything away from technology, saying that you're going to go into a gunfight with a knife, but brothers did. Brothers ran out of bullets, grabbed a knife, and ended up slicing up quite a few of the enemies. And this is known. This is known. Even one Russian brother, he got killed after he took out a whole trench that was shooting at the brothers with a knife. So no, don't sit here and like downplay anything with iman. That strength that the iman.
Everybody's down.
Kuffar can have the technology. They can have it all. Because just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about them, you know, لا يقاتلكم إيش من وراء إيش الجدر. They hide behind walls, akhi. They'll never come face to face with you. Yeah. So that's it. That's how they are. They're cowards, akhi. Even in Yemen, they could never go into Yemen and face the Yemenis face to face. So what do they have to do? Pay these people off? No, they're not doing that. No, they're going to get other people to do that for them so they can weaken the country. And once they weaken the country, then they come in. Then they'll come in and do that. So the point is, who cares? All that technology they have, nothing.
I'm not just saying only technology. I'm saying because look, let me tell you something about me. I am probably one person in this room who makes dua for Palestine 5 times a day. I'm telling you, I keep up with this. I watch Al Jazeera. I'm telling you, it's more complex than that. When you figure after the New World Order, when they decided everything, and then the King of Saudi Arabia made a deal with Egypt, and then they redistributed. I'm telling you, it's a lot deeper than that. We let them in, and the whole time we're doing this, they're building armies around us, and we're not building armies.
Oh, they weren't doing this in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
The time of the Prophet was a blessed time of.
What I'm saying, but
we live in that time.
No, but I'm saying they were outnumbered by all the tribes, and they were being attacked all the time. Look at the Ahzab and what happened with the Ahzab. You think that was easy for them? You think that they didn't live in?
The Tabi'in, Allah told you what he thinks about them. We're not going.
But what I'm saying is they are human beings. They are afraid for themselves and afraid from their families, but they would never ever allow that fear to stop them from standing up and defending this deen, no matter what the situation.
Let's talk about technology. Let's talk about.
No, let's talk about the next question.
Let's talk about the battle of the trench. At that time, that was technology.
هل يشتكوا منه؟
ومن يشتكي؟
والناس من هذه يقولوا بطل ترد عليه.
People in the comment section are getting fed up.
Of course.
This one says, if a sister gets a proposal from a man who is righteous and wants to seek ilm, but his character is not the best, but she fears for her deen in the environment she lives in, she is losing her religion and her aspiration to seek ilm.
I think that's fair to this guy. Yeah, dumb question. I'm going. You're gonna have to go. That was a dumb question.
Keep reading.
Should she accept the proposal? Do you want me to read it?
No, I got the question.
The there's still more.
Hmm.
Should she accept the proposal even though she isn't content with his character, or be patient? She comes from a Muslim family, alhamdulillah. She also says that it's hard to find a man who is upon the way of the Salaf and who is serious about seeking knowledge where she lives. Where's she at?
I mean, just the fact that the person is upon the minhaj of the Salaf, but he's got poor character, that's already enough to be worried about that. I mean, you want a person with good character. This person, because that's too important,
Prophet advised us, fathers, when we're looking for wives for our daughters, that he told us that the adab is superior than al-Madin.
Well, he said no. He said the man atakum yarjibukum dino, and dino who is khuluq, is because your khuluq and your character is your implement. I mean, how you say that you follow the path of the Salaf, and your character is horrible. The character of the Salaf was not bad. The character of the Salaf is the best of the character, So how see, this is the whole thing, man. People think that I'm following the path of the Salaf because of what? Because you read a couple books or because you have a certain couple beliefs? No, man. This deen is your manners, your character, your way of dealing with people. All of this we take this from the Salaf. We don't just take little bits and bobs. We're not doing like, it took me to Nabi Ba'd al-Kitabi with what?
I think Mujahid's calling you.
I don't take a piece of the book and then leave off the rest of the book. This is a major aspect of this deen. And if the person's character is not right, then it's better to be patient now with the situation that you're in than to suffer for big suffering as you go through. Like, you have to live with this person and end up trying to, because a woman, especially once she gets tied into the marriage, it's not like you can just say, okay, I'm going to divorce you. You're tied into that marriage, and then that person doesn't have the proper character. You don't know what he's going to do. So you look for the person with good character.
That's what the Rasulullah advised us to seek. You find something in that person of a dad that you can love them for, and then you have grounds to pursue them now. Not because they can quote, not because they're Hafiz or Quran, or not because they memorize a million hadith. That their adab is going to reflect that al-Madin.
So now we have a show of display of what we always talked about, even on the live stream now. So it's not just the people of Fresno get to see it. Now the whole world gets to see it. So I apologize for everybody, but this happens from time to time. I don't care about no book or nothing. I care about the Quran, and I care about the books of Hadith. All these books from these kuffar, I could care less about it. But go ahead, what's the next question? What's the next one? He runs a clothing store on the west side. I mean, I'm pretty sure that. No, I got water. Give you need some water. I got water. I got two over here. So I'm pretty sure that you go through stuff like this. Yeah. Okay. So
This is a.
But the ulama told us a long time ago.
You focus on the questions. Find the questions. Don't listen to them.
A Muslim can be a scientist, but a scientist cannot be a Muslim. The scientist is looking for us outside explanation of why everything exists, and the Muslim is looking for the dalil. He's looking to coincide.
Yeah, because the thing about it is when we look whatever is important for us to live our lives in this dunya and to live our lives in preparation for the akhirah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has informed us. If He didn't inform us in the Quran, and if He didn't inform us in the Sunnah, it's not important. There's no purpose of going after it. He didn't tell us the type of dog that was with the people in the Kahf. It's not important. He didn't tell us, certain details about, because these details are not important. If we're not benefiting from the actual, what you call the moral lesson of these stories, then there's no benefit. I mean, with all these other details, the dinosaurs exist, is the earth flat, is this and this. None of this, if any of this was important, what? We would have been informed, clearly, straight up. You know, so if it's not important, it doesn't require your attention. You're gonna sit here and go over like different conspiracy theories. Do nuclear weapons really exist? Go look this up. I mean, this is a real theory, right? And they got nice evidence too, by the way. But what I'm saying is, but you don't even know the most basic ahkam of tahara, of salat, but you spend your time trying to understand and go through, well, these people say this, and these people say this, and what's the benefit? Where is the benefit now? Yeah, it is nothing. Nothing. It benefits you nothing in this dunya. Knowing all these theories and who said this, where are you gonna make money off of this? Nothing. You're gonna open up a YouTube channel amongst all the YouTube channels and just be a conspiracy channel? That's stupid. How much money are you gonna make? All right, and then on top of that, what is it gonna do for your akhirah? Nothing. Nothing. Well, read the question. Go ahead.
في like 16 18 منهم بدأ هذا يتكلم خرجوا like 6 منهم.
No, say it in English. You don't have to say it in Arabic.
So
because I mean, this is something that we apologize for.
There's
There's
like either 18. There's like 18, and then the whole thing started happening about a book from the Bible, and then.
I mean, we have to deal with this from time to time. So it's you're getting the real deal. You're not getting.
This is life in America. This is what's going to happen here until we.
Oh, this is life.
Fix our life.
And this is a life on the west side of Fresno. So it's like,
Either is broken until we fix it.
You're getting the uncut real life version of what we go through on a regular night. I mean, alhamdulillah, we don't have to go through this all the time, but it happens. We get
this question. It's actually a question that Allah can benefit from. Ustad, can I make wudu with a bucket of pure water and let the water fall back into the bucket whilst I make wudu?
This is called al-ma' al-musta'mal. And the stronger opinion is, but you can do it, but what are you going to use the water for?
Why?
Like, would the wudu be valid? I think that's what the question is. Like, what's the hukum?
No, what's wrong with the wudu?
No, I'm just saying what the question is.
No, the only issue that they generally use this issue for is like if you make wudu and the water falls in the bucket. Now, can I come along and make wudu with the same water that you left in the bucket? This is the issue of the ma'al musta'mal, that the used water. But as far as you making wudu with the water and it falling into the bucket, what's the difference between it falling into a bucket and it's better that you make wudu and it falls into a bucket than take that water and pour it on plants or use it for other usages than to just waste it and have it go down the drain with no benefit. So I mean, I don't know if that's what the person means with the question, but I mean, as long as you're making wudu, it doesn't matter if it's in a bucket. You make it in a sink, the water's just going down the drain, right? It's wasted.
This question
goes back into the system as the purified.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you could use it for other things around the house,
This question says,
like watering the grapes outside your house, right?
This question says
we have grapes. Yeah. And then you should come check them out. They're getting. Go ahead.
We got lemons in our house. You guys want
I will trade you the grapes for the lemons, inshallah.
The days of the week and the months, I'm assuming he means in English, are named after pagan gods.
Yeah.
Is it allowed to use these?
We should try to, as Muslims, we should get out of using all of this stuff. And getting accustomed to, especially amongst ourselves, to using the days of the week, the Islamic days, not Wednesday, but Yom al-Arabiyah, not Friday, but Yom al-Jumu'ah. Yeah, especially like when you're talking about Saturday, because Saturday comes from Saturn and the worship of Saturn. Saturn, yeah, the planet Saturn. They worship the planet. That's why they call it Saturday, Saturn. Yeah, but we don't know if that was Saturn that he saw. But the point is they worship it. They have this Saturn worship, so they call it Saturday, Saturn for Saturn, and then Sunday because of the sun, because of the worship of the sun. So they replaced all the religious holidays with their pagan names. So now the Christians are going to say what? We go to church on Sunday, which is kind of stupid because you're a Christian saying that you go to worship on a day that is for worshiping the sun. It's a Sunday.
Thursday then.
I don't know, you can look it all up. I found it before. But all of them are named after different things that they worship.
But he's asking, what's the hukm?
We should avoid it.
The ruling, is it haram?
No doubt, because it's perpetuates shirk. You know, I mean, like there's certain times you're in a state where you go and you're filling out a paper for whatever, the electricity or for the DMV or something. Obviously, you can't sit there and write today's date, and then write a little hijjah, Yom al-Ahad. They're gonna be like, what is all this, Yeah, 14, 40, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, these are certain scenarios where, like, you have no choice because obviously it's under their calendar. You go to the bank, you're gonna have to use, but amongst ourselves, and when we don't have to do it, yeah, we shouldn't. And I'm trying to get myself out of doing this too, because we need to get more involved in using the Islamic calendar amongst ourselves and get out of this. So we just use it when we have to, when it's a necessity. Other than that, no. Go ahead.
It says, we need to take are we going to take any Bulugh al-Maram hadith?
What's the next question? We'll take one more question and take one hadith, inshallah.
This one says, wow. Ustad, someone told me that there is ijma' that the hadith about the slave with a raisin head only applied if they were appointed by a caliph. I don't know what that means. Next one.
No, because it said, وَإِن تَعَمَّرَ عَلَيْكُمْ عَبْدٌ حَبَشِيٌّ رَأْسَهُ مِثْلَ زَبِيبَ. That's the narration that he's referring to. That hadith is not, it said, وَإِن تَعَمَّرَ عَلَيْكُمْ عَبْدٌ. Alaykum abd. That means that he took control of the country. The hukm is only for Quraysh. So anybody that is put into the role of imam or amir of a country without being from Quraysh is not accepted anyways. This is from ta'ammara. So how is he going to appoint? How is the person going to appoint a slave as a leader of a country? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does the person have to be smoking to be doing something like that? Because he doesn't even have the conditions. One of the conditions of being a leader of a country is what? Al-Hurriya. He has to be a free person. Yeah, and he has to be from Quraysh. And he has to be a man. And, these conditions have to be met. So the fact that, this is why the Prophet ﷺ gave the example of obedience to the Wali al-Amr. He gave obedience to the Muslim ruler using this example to say that even if it went to this extreme, where this person took control of the country, hear and obey. Khalas. But all this other stuff about ijma', I would love to see that ijma' of the, the ijma' that this person was appointed. No, that's impossible.
We'll ask this question because it's from downstairs. It's about the traveling. What about women who have any men to go with her?
I don't have any men to go with her.
Don't have any men, but the accent.
Stay home.
There you go.
You still can't be out after Maghrib. You still can't be running around here all day.
You want to get the microphones?
Taking gas, going from family member to family member and all this kind of stuff. It's not allowed. You leave your house, it's supposed to be for a purpose. You're going to the masjid, you're going to school, you're going to take care of some business, not all this social hanging out.
You hear downstairs, you hear what Abdul Malik's telling you downstairs. No, they're in the chat.
Tell them all the time.
Yeah. No, Majah is saying that they're not here. I'm like, I know they're not here, but they're in the chat. قال الإمام الحافظ بن حجر رحمه الله تعالى في بلوغ مرام. Alright, so we're on Hadith Jabir 1016. When we actually go over all of Bulugh al-Maram, I'll be using the Dar ibn al-Jawzi, inshallah. I have it at home now, but
suggest I should take this when I go to Sana'a or not? Because I want to memorize this when I'm in Yemen.
Why would you not take it?
The Houthis.
Huh?
The Houthis in the airport. they see Bulugh al-Maram, they might chop off my head.
They're not gonna chop off your head because of Bulugh al-Maram, but
I mean, you can find.
You don't think you're gonna find it over there?
You don't think that's gonna be there?
hey, they got bookstores there.
You shouldn't be carrying all that extra
whenever they
like
open
me,
tickets,
but
I'm out.
get it when you get over there.
Inshallah, this we have.
So there's no tea over there. Don't worry.
Yeah, بس لكن بيتي في صنعاء.
Hey, I mean, if you're worried about it, leave it and just get it. I mean, they stopped me and pulled me off the bus. He took all my books and threw them on the street. And they, kept me for hours when we were trying to go to Saudi Arabia at gunpoint. They took me out and to the mountains away from my family so nobody could see what was going on and told us to go in this room. Alhamdulillah, I was just like, oh, la ilaha illallah, I was about to die. And then because I looked in the room and I saw there's nobody in the room. And the guy that was with me from Taz, he was a reporter. So they took him off the bus. They knew he was going to be on the bus too. And then, so they took him off with me, and he said, I'm not going in that room. You want to kill me? He's speaking to him in Adab. He said, you kill me right here. You don't kill me in that room. I was like, whoa, kill what? Whoa. I was in the room. And then I jumped out the room, and I said, yeah. Like, yeah, kill us here. I was like, in front of everybody. And because what he was trying to do is push us to go in that room and then say, oh, we tried to take a gun from him, and then just shoot us up. So, and they kept us for hours. And they ended up letting the reporter go and keeping me. And just like, so then it was night, we prayed Asr, we prayed Maghrib, and we, prayed Maghrib and Isha together because we were traveling anyway. So, and then finally they went through all our bags and took all the books and put them out. And they said, I told you he's Wahhabi. I told you he's Wahhabi. See all these books. I said, man, look, all those books, you want the books? You take the books. I said, people gave me these books. They're gifts from people. What you want me to do? Throw them away? I brought the books that people gave me. I said, what, you think books are that important? No, take them you want them. So, but this was at the time, this is different though. This was at the time when the Houthis were this happened in Jof. Jof. So this is like, not Jof, what's the place right before Jof? Right when no, because Madab is further off to the east. Not Baylor, because Baylor is down. There's the one that keeps cutting off the electricity all the time. The people that kept bombing the electricity. What's their name? No, but there's two people. There's Ma'arib and there's another village. It's before Jof. Nehem. I think it's Nehem. I think it was Nehem. We were there, and they had a checkpoint coming right around the mountains, so they could catch you. You couldn't hide. So. But this was at a time when Ali Abdullah Saleh was still alive. So there was one commander with Ali Abdullah Saleh and the one commander that was a Houthi. So the Houthi was like, no, we're taking him. He's Wahhabi. The other guy from Ali Abdullah Saleh said, give him back his passport. He said, no, we're taking him. He said, give him back his passport. And he had my phone, my passport, and all that. And even the Houthis that were with him, the Houthis, they had guns. They just looked at me and said, we're sorry, we're sorry, because he's acting stupid. We want, So they went and they put all the books back in and we left. So it depends on who you get. You get a joker like that, he'll try to arrest you. But the rest of them, they took all the books and they put them back in my bags. When I got to Saudi, all the books were there, all of them. So they put all the books. This depends on who you get, but you don't want to take chances like that. I was angry. I was like, next time I travel, we're not traveling with it. Yeah. Nah, just leave it. You can buy it there. Sheikh Abu Bilal is teaching Bulugh al-Maram. So, you think that they're not going to sell it in the bookstores there? Wherever the Salafis are in Yemen, there's bookstores. Period. Wherever you go. Any type of markaz that you go to where there's Ahl Sunnah teaching, there's a bookstore. At least a bookstore. There's always going to be a bookstore, a honey shop, and a telephone center. So you gotta have a honey shop everywhere. All right. So anyways, the hadith, right? عن جابر رضي الله عنه قال كنا مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في غزاة فلما
النبي أو مع رسول الله.
I got مع نبي. I'm reading what I got. كنا مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في غزاة فلما قدمنا المدينة ذهبنا لندخل فقال أمهلوا حتى تدخلوا ليلا يعني إشاء لكي تنتشق الشعثة وتستحد المغيبة متفق عليه. And then he said, وفي رواية البخاري, because these two narrations are connected, إذا أطال أحدكم الغيبة فلا يترك أهله ليلا. So here, Jabir, he reported that he was with the Prophet ﷺ in a battle, Ghazatin, and then they were about to enter into Medina. And as they were entering into Medina, ذهبنا لندخل. So we went to go, and he said, أمهلوا. أمهلوا means what? Huh? Like, wait, don't be so quick. You know, like if somebody's in a hurry, well, you say, mahlan ya akhi. You know, relax. Like what we should have told our friend here, mahlan ya akhi, you know. Yeah, so amhilu, wait. Hatta tadkhulu laylan, wait until the night, because you know, until you go to your families. And he said, yani isha, and he said after, you know, the time of isha. He said likay. So likay, it shows the reason or why he told him to do this. Likay tamtashat, sorry. Tamtashat al-asha'itha. Asha'itha means what? Like basically the woman has the time to brush her hair and get presentable, because if her husband's not there and she's just cooking for the kids and taking care of the kids, her hair is probably going to be all like this. Her clothes, she's not going to be too concerned about what she's dressed in. So this gives her some time to, like, you know, brush her hair. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice smelling and cook something.
Yeah, and get ready for her husband to come. So that's what he said, لكي تمتشط الشعثة وتستحد المغيبة. And for the woman who's been this shows if she's been, you know, if you've been away for like a long time. Obviously, this is not talking about a person who traveled for like 2 days and came right back, because she's still going to probably be presentable. But if you've gone and you've traveled to another country or another area for like 6 months, yeah, she's completely let herself go sometimes, because she doesn't have to keep up. So he said, and وَتَسْتَحِدَ الْمُغِيبَ. The تَسْتَحِدَ means what? And she gets rid of the sha'r, the hair in her certain areas.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to clean it up and get it all, you know, get everything presentable from the outside and from the private areas, so that the man comes back and he's, you know, he's happy. All right, so he said, and another narration, وفي رواية البخاري, and إذا أطال أحدكم الغيبة فلا يترك. Here he used the word فلا يترك. The word طرق, it means what? طرق, it means what? It means to knock on somebody's door at night unexpectedly. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالسَّمَاءِ وَطَارِقٍ. Why? Because the stars, the najm, it only appears when? At night. So that's why he called it a tariq, because it's like, you know, the person knocking. You know, so you don't say taraqtu babahu in the morning. You don't use the word taraqa. You only use the word taraqa if you come unexpectedly at night. So,
What do you mean?
taraqa.
No, you said so.
Yeah,
The stars come at night. It means knocking.
Yeah, but this is.
Can you just explain that?
It's isti'ara. Yeah.
Because, like, you know, you said when the stars come out.
Because the person who knocks only comes at night. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used this word tariq, and he was samai wa tariq kinayat, and then what? And a najm. Yeah. So it means a najm here. But the actual meaning in the Arabic language to knock on, because this person only comes at night. You can't use the word taraqa for the daytime. You can't come and say, oh, ana taraqta babahu fi nahar. No, you only use this at night. All right. So here he said, you know, فَلَا يَتْرُكْ أَهْلَهُ لَيْلًا. That he shouldn't go at night. And here, because he used the word taraqa, which means that you shouldn't go there unexpected. That she, you know, you give her some time to know that you're coming. And in this way she can prepare and she's ready for you. So if you get there during the day, she has time. So that's why the Prophet ﷺ said, amhilu, you know, slow down, relax, give them some time to get ready, because they know they're going to hear, like the people in Medina say, hey, they're coming, they're on their way, they're close, you know.
Then he sang, young boys in to let them know they were back?
You're gonna have like the people on the faster animals. They're gonna already get there, but then the people maybe like somebody that might be on a horse, he's gonna already arrive and say, yeah, they're almost there. And then people on camels or something like that, they're gonna be moving a lot slower. But they'll know.
They should have sutras around the edge of the city during times of war also.
Yeah, they would.
Alert the people that.
Yeah, but they're gonna alert them as they get really close.
Yeah.
But obviously, like this is for that reason. And another reason that the ulama say is that this way a person doesn't go and see something that yeah. Because one time I can't remember who the narration was. Was it? I want to say Abdullah bin Mas'ud. I'll bring the narration tomorrow. But one of the Sahaba, let's just say one of the Sahaba, he went to his family at night, and this is the reason why the Prophet ﷺ started telling them not to do this until the families are prepared, because it was he saw like a woman, she was doing something with his wife, like preparing something like maybe henna or hair or something, but when he first saw it, he thought it was a man, and he pulled his sword out, and then he realized it was another woman, and he's like, oh. So this is why the Prophet ﷺ told him, and I'll bring the hadith tomorrow, inshallah. I read it in one of the explanations below Maran, but I should have written it down, but I didn't.
So the Prophet ﷺ, he said, this is obviously the la. Is this like tahrim or like a...
Yeah, that's a nahi. Yeah, until because this way you don't. But see, all right, now with the type of technology that we have nowadays, I'm not saying that this doesn't apply, because this could still apply if we didn't have it. But unless okay, it would apply in a situation like this. Let's say that you just wanted to surprise your family. You wanted to surprise them. So in that case, what? Don't go to them at night. Go to them during to maybe like around Asr or sometime, But that's one scenario, right? If you're trying to surprise them. Other than that, I mean, they're gonna know that you're on your way back. They're gonna know, because you're gonna be on the phone with them. So it's not like our situation now is not like their situation back then. Their situation back then, they had no way. The only way that they could send a message, maybe that, hey, we're on our way back. But then that message is only gonna get to them maybe like a half a day before they arrive. So it's gonna give them some time to get ready. So okay, so in this case, yeah, if you're trying to surprise them, then obviously you don't. Let's say that you arrive in the city at 11 o'clock at night, actually go get a hotel room and go the next day. Because obviously you might scare them, or but I mean, it depends on the relationship that you have with your family. So, but nowadays, it's like I said, it's not even an issue. You could tell your wife, hey, I'm on my way back now. She could check the planes, she could check the trains or the buses or whatever to see if it's going to arrive on time. So, it's not like some big secret when you're going to get there, but just to give her that time to prepare, which is, if you were going to act on this hadith then, and we were going to come home at 11 o'clock at night, then what should we do? Huh? No, inform her. Don't surprise her. Let her know, hey, I'm in the airport, I got one more flight to catch and I'm almost home. Yeah.
Getting on at 7, be there at...
Yeah, hopefully by 11. Yeah, or whatever, yeah. By the time I get out the airport and everything, so let's say be at the house by like 10 o'clock or whatever, yeah. Let her know. Let her know that you're, this is when you're arriving, khalas, And also another reasoning that they said, just because a lot of people, they want to surprise their wives because they don't trust them. They want to go and say, let me go catch her. Let me see. And this is something that the ulama spoke about. And they said, obviously this should be avoided, because this is a type of what? Type of bun that's not permissible. Unless she's giving you a reason to be suspicious for that. But if she hasn't, and she's a Muslim woman, and she's your wife, the mother of your children, and you have no reason to be suspicious like that, then the Prophet ﷺ said, "Iyyakum wa dhann, fa inna dhann what? Akdhabul hadith." And this is that type of suspicion. That suspicion with dhann, it's not permissible. It's not permissible. So that's another reason why they said that the Prophet ﷺ ordered them to do that, to avoid and falling into like this type of suspicion. Let me go see what she's doing. While I'm not there, And then because you might see something that you don't like, not that she's with another man, but you might see her, maybe she's like, very, very, She hides things from you, but then when she thinks that you're not around, she might be picking her nose and passing gas or something like that. And you go looking in the window, and she's embarrassed. So yeah.
Maybe you and her brother on bad terms, and he might be there.
Yeah. Or whatever the case, but yeah, just to avoid the suspicion. Any questions before we go? Important questions.
Yes, I think this is from a sister of ours. Not downstairs, but oh, I lost the question.
He lost the question, sister of ours. He said, "This is from a sister of ours."
What are some of the etiquettes for being the reader of a book for a teacher in front of other students?
The etiquettes of being a reader of a book, teaching the book, or just reading the book?
I think she meant as a woman. Since she said as a sister, I think she's asking what is the etiquette of her standing up.
I mean, if she's teaching for women, I mean, it's the same etiquettes regardless, And you got the best book to read for that is anything as far as the etiquettes of a student of knowledge or a teacher is Khatib al-Baghdadi's book. I don't know if it's in English or not, but it's Al-Jami' li-Akhlaq al-Rawi wa Adab al-Sami'. So the Jami', which is a whole compilation of what the Akhlaq al-Rawi, this is the morals of the man, of the character of the person who narrates hadith, wa Adab al-Sami', and the manners of the person who is a student of hadith. And you get that book, and alhamdulillah, he details all the etiquette and all the proper manners, morals, character that a person should have when getting knowledge and giving knowledge.
She added, she said, being a student reading for a female teacher for other female students.
She's reading and the other teacher's explaining. I'm assuming that.
Like she's the student, she's reading to a female teacher, and then the teacher's explaining to the female students.
I mean, just read normal. Don't do like these guys in the Saudi when they read for the sheikh and they want to sing everything. He just read it normal. Like you see this like this, do this like, what do they do? قال الإمام البخاري رحمه الله حدثنا موسى قال حدثنا عمر بن عبد الله. Don't do that. Just read normal. Just read. You're reading for the sheikh. You try to outperform the sheikh. Just sit there and just read it normal. If you listen to like back in the days before, I can't even do it the way they do it, right? Because they sing it, they put it like it's a poem, and they turn the hadith. Yeah, respect the hadith, respect the knowledge. Just read it normal. Just be normal. Just read it normal. Read it, enough where everybody can hear it, and where you're not raising your voice too loud, and you're not, like I say, you're not putting on a performance. You're just reading the hadith or the whatever it is, so she can explain it. Khalas, that's it.
I really, that's the question.
Yeah, everybody wants to know. All they got to do is just go listen to the ulama when they teach, and just listen when somebody reads. I don't think they all do that, but a lot do. A lot do. That's it. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. I'm super hungry.